Okay, am I audible to everyone? If someone can reply on the chat if I'm audible to everyone. Great. Okay, so good afternoon everyone. I am Chef Saurav. I am a chef trainer with Battelle Hotel and Tourism Business School. That's with Ansal University, Gurgaon. So today we'll be making a spiced coffee firni with coffee glaze. Now that's not a regular firni, that's a firni which I'm making using an oats flour. Usually I don't eat a lot of oats in breakfast, but what my mom does is she kinds of feed in that oats in some of the dishes or the other, so that I couldn't make out if it's oats or if it's something else. So usually a firni is made using rice flour. Usually the firni is made using rice flour, but today we are making it using an oats flour. So the regular oats that you get in the market, so you have to grind that oats so that it becomes that fine powder. So I'll present the firni in two ways. First, I'll present it in a regular glass jar. So that's a glass jar which you can get it in the market. And the next, I'll be demolding a firni and I'll plate it in a rectangular plate. So the kind of plate that you use is very important. So we'll start in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Meanwhile, there are other users also joining in. Good afternoon, Reshma ma'am. Okay, so I was watching the earlier video, so I've kept myself prepared. I have a towel with me because all fat chefs or healthy chefs sweat a lot. So here is my towel. And I have a separate towel for the kitchen wiping purpose. I've already washed my hands. I've not applied any sanitizer in the last 7 or 8 minutes. So that I don't go directly to the flame with the sanitized hands. So there's alcohol in the sanitizer, so it can catch fire if you're not, if you don't take an account of it. So can we start with our recipe for the day? Okay, so I am online through a laptop, so just let me know if you couldn't see the ingredients. I'll try to maneuver with the laptop settings as much as I can, but still if there is any issue, so just let me know. Okay, so I'll give you an overview of the recipe. So there is oats flour, then I have, thanks to Amul, I have a whole array of Amul items. So I'll be using my dark Amul chocolate for the glaze, and then anyways I'll be using Amul Taza milk. I'll be also using Amul Cool Cocoa. This is a chocolate flavored Amul milk. You can also use a coffee flavored Amul milk, or you can also make it with Amul regular Taza, but then in that case you have to add in a little bit of coffee powder. This is a coffee or a chocolate flavored milk will work as good as the regular milk, but in regular milk you have to add in that a coffee powder that's already ready-made, that's there. You can get it off Nestle also. I have some cherries with me, so I'll run you through the ingredients that I have. I have some cherries with me. This I'll be using it for the garnish. I have some muesli with me. So this is not just a plain regular firni that you can say. I'll layer it with a muesli. So what I'll do is I'll first toast the muesli. You can also use butter. If you can just slightly brown the butter, we call it in French beurre noisette. So if you can slightly brown the butter, and then you can toast all these muesli and nuts in this, so it gives a very rustic, very nice nutty flavor to the whole muesli. So what I'll do is, in a jar, I'll add the toasted muesli, then I'll add a layer of my firni, which is made again of oats flour, a coffee flavored firni, and then again a layer of my roasted muesli, and then again my firni, and then I'll top it up with the coffee glaze that I'll be making. Okay, so I'll be using this regular tea cup, since at homes we usually run off high type kitchen equipments, what we call gadgets, or any equipments that every 5-star chefs has at their home, but we usually lack at the regular households. So what I'll do is, this is a regular paper cup, tea cup. So what using a knife, what I'll do is, I'll just cut the base so you don't have to cut it through and through. So you can see that it's just opening. So I've hollowed it down. So when I'll set my firni in that cup, it's easy to demold. If you don't have silicone molds at home, you can use this paper cup technique. So all you can do is, you can apply some butter, and then you can fill in your firni. So that's only used for thick, creamy items, so that it doesn't flow from the bottom, so that it doesn't leak. So I'll put my firni at the base, and then I'll keep it in the refrigerator, and once it is set, it is easy to demold. So I just have to flip it from the bottom, and my firni will come out in the shape that I have wanted to take it out. I have Amul butter. Now it's a spiced coffee firni, so I'm using these spices. I have cinnamon. I like cinnamon with coffee. I have elaichi, small cardamom. I have cloves. So cloves, I've used only 2 to 3 cloves. So what I'll do is, the spices are very less. There are 3 small cardamom pods. There is 1 small cinnamon stick, and then there is 1 or probably 2 cloves. So what I'll do is, I will dry roast these spices to release out the aroma. What we do is, with the spices has its own yeah, there is some issue with the video because it's through a laptop, so please bear with me for that. So what we'll do is, I'll dry roast these spices on a pan without any fat, medium, without any oil. So just dry roasting, what it does is, the natural oils, the natural flavors of the spices will come out, and then it will be absorbed by our liquid, which is the medium of the firni. So a little spice can also work wonders. Now let's see how we go about it. Okay, so dark Amul chocolate, I'm using it. Just take any Amul chocolate. If you want to make it with milk chocolate, you can make it with milk chocolate. If you want to make it with dark chocolate, so I have that Amul dark chocolate, which has a rich cocoa content, so it's quite bittery and sweet at the same time. So what you have to do is, you can take any bowl, steel bowl, and then you have to put or break your Amul chocolate, and then you have to keep it in a double boiler. Now there are again fancy equipments in hotels, Bain Marys and double boilers, but if you don't have double boiler at home, just take a bigger pan, fill it half with the water so that the bowl doesn't immerse, and then you can place in that warm water your chocolate. Just to share with you all, whenever you are dealing with the chocolate, you have to make sure that the temperature of the chocolate doesn't go above 53-54 degrees, otherwise it will ruin everything, and you can find the cocoa liquor will get separated, and then you will find those granules and oil droplets that's coming floating on top of the chocolate. So that's not a good thing. So I have kept my chocolate on a Bain Marie or a double boiler, and okay. So a normal pan, so again, just one small thing to share. I'm using just one pan, and this is a one pan dish. I'll try to use just one pan and not probably use any 2 or 3 other different qualities or different types of pan, because at the end of the day I have to wash all the utensils that I've used during this session. So my mom has handed over the kitchen to me, and I want to hand over it to her back in the same format, in the same way that she has wanted me to do. So this is our regular non-stick pan, and these are our muesli. So I'll first toast the muesli. If you want, again, you can take brown butter. If you want, you can take normal butter, and then you can just toast it. Meanwhile it is toasting, if you want to ask any questions. Okay, so the dish name is spiced coffee firni with coffee glaze. Now the firni is not made with regular chawal or a rice flour. The firni is made with oats powder or oats flour. Hello Manjula ma'am, the dish recipe is also there in the update. So if you can just see the message from the top. I have uploaded the whole recipe just to clarify any confusions if you have. Hello Taruna. Okay, so meanwhile my nuts are toasted. In the same pan, actually, I'll add in Amul coffee milk or a chocolate flavored milk. If again, I've told you, if you want, you can use a Amul regular taza, but here I'm using a chocolate flavor. Now chocolate and coffee again goes very well. I've looked for a coffee flavored milk of Amul, but it was not available at our place, so I have gone with this coffee or chocolate flavored one. Okay, so like my another chef has already shared with you, the presentation is as important as the cooking part or the actual dish as we eat it through our eyes. So I'll again give you some tips and techniques of presentation, how to keep it very simple yet very elegant, yet it has to be like a 5-star type of dish. So even a normal dish can look very elegant, very presentable. If you just invest 2 or 3 minutes and you have to just look around in your fridge what all you have, what all fruits you have, and then you can cut it in a nicer way and then you can add it in your dish. Now I've already got the smell coming in. My Bain Mary's, the water is already hot, so chocolate has been melted. So as soon as you can smell the aroma of the toasted nuts, the aroma of the toasted cornflakes, the aroma of the seeds. Now what I'll do is, since I have a lot of mixed seeds available with me, so I'll add in some pumpkin seeds. You can add, if you have a leftover granola at home, just a mix seeds that you can get it in market. If you want, you can do away with it just to make it more nutritious. I'm adding all those seeds, and then I'll keep it in a regular bowl. Okay, so I have started with the dry roasting first because I want to use the pan again for my firni. So we'll start with the firni, coffee flavored Amul milk or a chocolate flavored Amul milk. If you want, you can add in a bit of normal Amul milk. Now the quantity is about 300 to 350 ml of milk that you have taken. You need at least 3 full tablespoons of your oats flour. I've also mentioned in the recipe about 300 to 350 ml of milk and 3 big tablespoons of your oats flour. Now I'll not add this oats flour directly, but first I will add in my spices. So I have a small pan. I'll first just roast these spices, and just to make sure this tawa will not get dirty, just to dry roast those spices. So again, I'm using just one pan, and I have to wash again just one pan at the end of the session. Have a whisker, just to make sure nothing gets stick to the bottom. If you don't have a non-stick pan at home, it's absolutely fine. Now we have to just put about 2 to 3 tablespoons of water in our oats flour, and you have to make a slurry kind of a thing. Now slurry is what it does is, if you put water, if you mix in your starch, your glutinous substance with some water, and then you add it in your milk, it won't get lumpy. So you won't find any lumps in that particular dish or recipe. So it's better that you make a fine paste of it. Just use some water till the time it's very fine pasty and you don't find any granules. Okay, milk has already started boiling in. Now that's a very quick recipe. The variation is the oats flour. I don't eat oats with many things, so I eat oats chila. So oats powder, again grinded and then added with a tablespoon of besan or something. If you don't want to add besan, you can just make a plain oats chila. Can you send me your chocolate recipe? Yes, sure, I'll send you, ma'am. Okay, so you can see that paste, that runny paste, it doesn't have any lumps. So I've used water and then I'll add it in my coffee. Now as soon as you add it, you have to just whisk it in vigorously so that there are no lumps. Now when you see that your spices are roasted, again take those spices and add into your normal milk that is flavored with coffees and again spices. Meanwhile, I can take some questions. We add butter with muesli for roasting. I've said I have not added any butter, but if you want, you can add a brown butter. So you have to cook the butter till it reaches to a light brown stage. We call it a nutty butter, and then you can add in your muesli just to give an additional crunch. You have to whisk it very vigorously just to make sure that there are no lumps. Meanwhile, just make sure that everything is clean. I'll remove whatever bowls that I've used, so I'll keep it separate. Now you can see what rice flour does is the same the oats flour has also done. It has thickened our coffee. So you can see that it has thickened our coffee milk. Now this is something on a similar platform like a blancmange. That's a French dessert made out of cream and cornstarch. You can also use rice flour. It is very much similar to the dessert, Italian dessert, we call it as panna cotta, which is again made with cream. You can set it up with gelatin. If you don't want to use gelatin, that's a non-vegetarian item. If you don't want to use gelatin at your home, you can substitute it with agar-agar. That's again one ingredient which you'll find it in metro cities in big markets. So if you want to have a vegetarian alternative for a gelatin, you can anyways use agar-agar. Spices have to be ground into powdered form. No ma'am, I'll take it at the end. I'll take it all these spices and then I'll only put the firni stuff in the bowl, and spices have to be taken out. And again, you can use it in some other coffee or milk if you want, since I don't want anything to get wasted. So you can use those spices once it has released all the flavors and aromas in your firni. Again, the firni has to be very smooth. Now oats doesn't take a lot of time to actually cook. This is not rice flour, this is oats. So whenever we used to have breakfast in the morning, we just add in oats to our boiled milk and it gets tender very fast. So within about 1 or 2 minutes our oats will get cooked. So that's a very quick dish. Those who don't want to make it with rice flour. Now the alternate is, if you don't like coffee, which I'm sure 50% of the people will not like coffee, they are more tea drinkers, or they don't want even tea or coffee, you can again substitute it with anything that you like. You can make this firni recipe using a coconut powder, the coconut milk powder that you get it in the market. You can again add in some lemongrass, some lemon zest if you want. Please tell the spice kind. Okay, so the spices that I have used is a cinnamon stick, clove. I've used 2 cloves for about 350 ml of the flavored milk that I have used, and then I've used about 3 cardamom, small cardamom pods, or the green elaichi that you call it. Hello Kanchan Jain. So these all are the spices that I've used. If you want, you can also add in some herbs. Lavender goes very well with coffee, so if you want, you can have lavender also. Thank you Kanchan ma'am. Okay, so we'll start. Just leave it for some time at a normal room temperature. Don't worry, it won't get too thick. This is not rice flour, this is not corn flour, this is just regular oats, so no lumps will be formed. Meanwhile, we'll have a look at our coffee. So this, if you can have a normal coffee mixed with chocolate. You can have just plain chocolate. If you want just a plain chocolate sauce, you can make a plain chocolate sauce. But here we are making a coffee flavored sauce or a glaze. Now glaze is something which has a nice sheen on top. Whenever you put these glazes on top, it has to have a nice glaze. So for the glaze you can use, there is a liquid glucose that comes in the market. You can use those liquid glucose. There is agar, again a vegetarian substitute of gelatin. If you have gelatin, and if you have no issues using gelatin, you can use gelatin in your glazes. A little amount of gelatin just to have those glaze. Don't put too much of gelatin, otherwise it start getting stiffer and stiffer and will form those lumps. So don't use much of gelatin. So this chocolate, once it is melted, I'll show you how it looks. This is the regular flowing Amul dark chocolate. The same chocolate that I'm using, Amul dark chocolate. Now to this Amul dark chocolate, I will add in some coffee powder, a regular pre-made coffee that you get in the market. Okay, to this coffee powder, let's add in a little milk. So don't worry if the coffee doesn't get dissolved. Our chocolate is anyways at a temperature of 54 to 55 degrees, so we don't have to worry about melting the coffee first. Add in a little butter to the Amul chocolate, so to make glazes and to make it more shiny, more glittery, you have to add in a tablespoon of Amul butter. Now what I have taken is, I have taken about 100 grams of dark chocolate and I've taken about 50 grams of Amul butter. If you can get, you can have the without salt one, the Amul butter that comes without salt, or the white butter, white Amul butter. You can use any butter. You can also use a salty butter. It gives a very different angle to the dish. So if you use salt butter, again it goes very well. So just make sure your butter gets incorporated in the chocolate. Again, the moment you add your chocolate, you will see that it gets very shiny. So once the chocolate and the butter gets dissolved, add in your coffee and milk. I'll use some more milk. can see that it has formed a nice glaze which is of a coating consistency. If you want, you can also add in, if you want, you can also add in honey if you like. I usually don't add much of sugar in my recipes. Again, Amul milk has a sugar content already in it, so I've not added much of sugar in the glaze. Since the chocolate is dark, if the chocolate is regular chocolate that we find it in the market, so you can use that regular chocolate. It has that sweetness to it. If you have a dark chocolate that has a cocoa content, that's the bitterness content in the chocolate, that has about 65 or 70 degrees, then probably you need some of the honey to balance that strong flavor of the chocolate. So I'll add about a tablespoon of honey. Now what honey does is it will give sheen to my glaze, and again it will give sweetness to my coffee glaze. If you want, you can make it a bit thinner. If you want, you can keep it very coating consistency. Depends if you want to give it in a separate serving, separate bowl, that coffee glaze, or if you want to top it to the final dish just as a garnish. So my glaze is ready. My firni is also ready. Just again make sure that you whisk it very nicely so that there are no lumps. Now one ma'am has asked, I'll take some more questions. Thank you so much Gurpreet Singh sir. Hi Malti ma'am. Thank you Kanchan ma'am. Okay, so I'll remove the spices that I've put it in the starting, since they have done all their magic in the dish. So I'll remove those big spices from my dish. Okay, if there is one or two, make sure that you remove cinnamon. If there is a cardamom pod that comes in your mouth, that's probably very subtle. But cinnamon stick is something that you won't like to come directly in your mouth. So I've removed cinnamon stick, I've removed cloves, 2 cloves, cardamom pod. If you're not able to find it, just leave it. So it will again give a bite to the firni. Again, what I've said is fat people sweat a lot, so just don't mind with it. Okay, so now I'll start plating. First I will go with the jar thing. Make sure that you fill it with appropriate amounts of nuts. Okay, I'll remove everything first so that I have space to work. Amul milk is done. This is done. This is the jar. Okay, so just a layer of muesli, a crisp muesli. Okay, so just one layer of muesli. Then you have to add in your firni. Make sure you level it so that at the end, once it is set, you can see those layers of, once again, a layer of muesli. Again, level it. Now this is for those who are who have a sweet tooth, and the one that I'll be plating is for someone who likes more of a small portion of a dessert, but at a regular intervals. So you eat dessert after every hour, so you have to have a small portion of dessert. If you eat dessert at one go, about 200 to 300 grams of that actual dessert dish, so you can have it in a jar form. Again at the top, I'll top it up with some oats and then I'll leave it on the other side. Meanwhile, in the second cup that I've shown you, just take a small steel bowl and put it at the bottom so that if anything oozes out, we have had a firni of that consistency that nothing will lose out of the cup, even if it's somewhere hollow from the bottom. But still, we have to make sure that if something goes out, then it will go in the bowl. Okay, just fill the cup. Just fill the mixture till it reaches to the half of the cup so that it looks presentable when you demold it, and then it will go in the fridge. And then this jar one also, I'll clean the edges, and then this will also go in the fridge. And once it comes out of the fridge, we will put our glaze on top and serve. Okay, so this one also goes in the fridge. Now, if you are in a hurry to have your dessert pretty fast, then you can keep it in a blast freezer or the normal deep freezer that you have at the upper shelf of the fridge. But don't keep it there for too long, then it will form ice crystals. If you're ready to wait, and if you're not in a hurry to have your dessert, then probably 1 or 2 hours to set it what it takes in the fridge. So I'll put this in fridge. Okay, just to have a look at our glaze. Switch on the flame. The moment the glaze is in the bain-marie or the double boiler, the thickness will not go off. Okay, the moment it comes out of the double boiler and you keep it for resting in some other place, the chocolate will probably start getting stiffer and stiffer. But we have added our butter, so butter will not allow the chocolate to set in very fast. But what we want is that glazing consistency, that coating on our firni. So I'll again keep it in that warm water. Meanwhile, let's start for the presentation. Hi Charu Goyal. Thank you so much, Gaurav. Thank you, Taruna. Can't see the plate. Okay, I've not started with the presentation yet, Miss Kuhu. So we'll start with the presentation and then I'll do the plating in front of Miss Kuhu only. Okay, like I have said, I've just used one pan. I have toasted my nuts. I have put my firni mixture in that one pan, and now it's dirty and I have only one pan to clean at the end of the day, so that's a good thing. Okay, so this is the white plate. If you want, you can drizzle some icing sugar or cocoa powder. Let's do it that way only. I'll have some icing sugar. You have some icing sugar and then we'll add some cocoa powder, mix together. If you don't have icing sugar, you can take a normal granulated sugar जो हमारे घर में easily available होती है, and then you can blitz it in a jar till it's very powdery, very soft to touch like a corn flour, and then you can add in your cocoa powder. Once it's properly mixed, then you have to take a strainer or a choti channi, and to give the impression or to plate it in a very presentable way, we'll take 1 spoon and we'll take our fork and then we'll drizzle our mixture Okay, so you just have to sprinkle it. I'll show you the actual plate, how it has taken the impression. Okay, so that's a crisscross marks that has come on the plate, and I'll just clean up the edges. Okay, great. We'll remove this. The same chocolate that I've used, I have taken before just adding butter to my chocolate. The same Amul dark chocolate, I've taken it in a spoon and I've placed it on a plastic sheet or a transparency sheet as we call it in hotels. So you just make out those nice garnishes. Okay, I'll keep it in fridge for some time so that it cools down. Meanwhile, our coffee firni, spiced coffee firni is set. So what I'll do is I'll first put the glaze on top. A thick glaze with coffee powder. If you want to go strong on coffee powder, you can go strong on coffee powder as well. I've put a little coffee powder because coffee is also the base of the firni and coffee is also in the sauce. So just make sure it doesn't go too much about the coffee part. And at the end, if you again want, you can drizzle some of this sugar on top. This also. And a cherry on top for a garnish. And this is your regular, or I would say another form of coffee firni, spiced coffee firni made out of oats flour. And now we'll start up with our second presentation. So the leftover nuts that I have, I'll spread it all over the plate. Just make sure that you don't get too overboard with the nuts. Otherwise, your actual dish, which is firni, won't shine. So just make sure there are very less of nuts sprinkled. Some cherries, again, I like my coffees with cherry. So 1 or 2 cherries on the plate. I'll have a small bowl wherein I can put my coffee sauce. So I'll have that bowl also. Okay, so I'll be putting my coffee sauce in that bowl. So I'll keep that bowl at the corner of my plate. If you want, you can also add your coffee sauce at the top of the firni. That I'll do, but very little. So the rest over coffee sauce, I'll put it in my small little bowl. It's time to get that firni also out of the freezer. Okay, so pretty much set. You can just see it. So what we have done is we have taken out that base, so it is now easily coming out. The moment you press it, your firni comes out from the bottom. So I'll just place the firni at the plate. Okay, and just put my coffee sauce, a little coffee sauce at the firni. And coffee sauce also on the side of the bowl. Okay, if I can do justice with my presentation that I've done, this is my coffee sauce. Again, on the side, this is my firni, which is very soft, jiggly. This is my little coffee sauce, which I've poured it so that those who like more of sauce, they can again have a bowl and then they can pour it on top. I have some cherries, I have some nuts. Those who don't eat nuts, the kids who don't have to have a lot of nuts, lot of cornflakes, you can sprinkle it with some of your desserts and then you can serve it. So this is my final plate. If you can see it, if any questions, you can please ask. Kuhu ma'am, now you can see the plate. Kuhu ma'am, you can see the plate. I've used some cherries. I've made a dome out of that firni in a cup. I have put in some glaze which is very shiny. I've put in some cherries. I've sprinkled some icing sugar and cocoa dust. So everything, but again the highlight is the firni. So don't go overboard with too much of garnishes. I again have one chocolate garnish left in the freezer. So what I'll do is I'll finish that whole dish with that chocolate garnish. I'll see if it is set in the freezer. Okay, so this garnish, this chocolate garnish is now set. So what you can do is you can just place it somewhere here so that your dish is totally completed. If you can see, a very simple dish presented in a little modern way, just a regular firni made out of oats flour with some spices. I've added in, those who have joined just now, I have added in some cinnamon sticks, some cloves, one or two. Don't go overboard with too much of cloves. It's very strong in flavor, and we have toasted it on a griddle or on a tawa, or you can do it in a pan. And the toasted, what it does is takes out all the flavor and brings it to the actual dish that is there, which is the base of the dish. That's our firni. I've added in some cardamom pods. You can have 3 or 4 cardamom pods, whatever you like. If it comes in the mouth, it's good to bite, but make sure you remove the cinnamon stick once you start pouring in your firni in jars or in the cups that I've used. So this is my actual final dish. Any questions, please? You can ask. Okay. So this is my jar and this is my actual firni. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Amul, for the opportunity.